47 years of Save the Children in Nepal, 1976. That's almost 50. We're almost there in 3 years. Obviously, when I was looking at right to survival, protection, development, participation, when it comes to the amount of work that Save the Children has done, it's vast. It's very, very vast. No shadow of a doubt on that. Today's date, climate, obviously, I'll stick to this topic right now. Climate is one of the major roles of what Save the Children has to go ahead and play along. I'm talking about in Nepal in general. On today's date, the impact of climate change, do we see it straight up, day to day, in every kid's life? I'll stick with children for now. Could you just go ahead and elaborate a little bit on that? What have you seen so far here itself?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as we're seeing huge heat waves even now that are shutting down schools, that are affecting children's right to education. If you look at health, so we're seeing malaria cases farther up than had ever been recorded before. You know, malaria used to be an issue in the Terai, but there's been recorded cases now in much, much higher areas, and that's a direct 100% impact of climate change. Look at even cases of dengue. You know, this is affecting mosquitoes' habitats. So often we think of climate change as, again, just being, oh, it's a bit warmer or it's a bit colder. But we're seeing it right now in the diseases that people face. We're seeing it in the days that children can go to school. We're seeing it in the more increasing natural disasters, the flooding. As Anjali said before, we have real climate refugees. So a lot of our work in education, you know, we have kids that are always moving across the border as migrants, but that's more and more frequent. And that comes with consequences, too, when it's interrupting kids' education. So it's everywhere. It's all pervasive. Sometimes it's hard because you can't just say it's one or two things, and we can easily solve. But because it cuts across all of our work, we really have to take a wider lens approach. So we're seeing it now. We're seeing it in every part of the country we work in, but in different ways.